where the defense is going to begin its case after their lunch break there in that courthouse in the murder trial for Bree Kuhn. The state just rested its case in chief.
So we could find out if she takes the stand. Prosecutors say that she killed her husband while he was actually on the phone with 911. Joining us now, Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft. Kelly, good afternoon to you. The jury heard some key testimony today, or yesterday, I guess it was, involving that 911 call.
Well, hi, there's Ted and Julia. Yes, so while they're on a lunch break there in Florida, it gives us an opportunity to revisit some of that compelling evidence that the state put forth yesterday, which includes that 911 call. And boy, you certainly usually do not have a 911 call like this. So kind of taking you a little back. So that day of the incident, 3 911 calls had been made. Bree had called, and then her husband had called 2 times later. The police at the time didn't do anything. They were talking with them, trying to understand exactly what took place, got statements from everyone, and then it's that third 911 call where you hear Collin say that she shot me. Let's go ahead and play that.
Sheriff's Office emergency.
Hi, you guys have been out to my house twice today, and then most recently, the deputy talked to my wife into letting me in the house, and then she locked me in the garage, and I tried to break my arm when I was trying to get back inside.
What's your address, sir?
6184 Jenks, Kenks Drive. She's currently got me locked in the garage because earlier she broke both of the big doors, and then when I came out here to fix it after getting in the house earlier, she locked the door behind me. And then when I tried to...
What was that?
You just shot me!
She just shot him. I just heard 4 shots. Sir, are you there? Well, we need to get somebody there. He's not answering.
Wow, and then we do have some body camera footage of what Bree said when officers did arrive. Let's go ahead and play that for you.
And my other 2 kids are 4 and 3. And they're in that house too.
Did you search her already? Hold on, real quick. We're gonna search you, okay? Just hold on to your hand real fast, okay?
No, I'm fine. I just my kids and my husband.
Are the kids in the house?
No, they're with the neighbor. Christy and John Curtis. Any other? I have nothing. Thing on you that I need to be aware of? Nothing.
Anything in your bra?
No.
A bra on?
I do have a bra.
I'm just gonna pull apart, make sure you don't have anything in it, okay?
It's a nursing bra. He was dead. I saw him and I tried to help, but he was dead.
Okay, well, let's not talk about that right now, okay?
My kids don't have a dad or a mom, no. And it's my fault. He's right.
All right. For right now, we're just gonna do this for right now, okay?
Just for your safety, for ours, okay?
I'm a murderer.
Listen to me. You're not under arrest right now. You're being detained, okay? While we investigate.
No, you should arrest me. I killed my husband. Hopefully I just shot him. Maybe he's not dead. He should not be dead.
Did you double lock her up?
How come they're not going to get him? The ambulance.
I think they need to talk to you too.
Will the ambulance go get him?
Now today, talking about some of the witnesses we heard from today, the medical examiner took the stand talking about the gunshot wounds, saying that they were to the back. On cross-examination, the medical examiner was asked, well, could you tell if these were fired in self-defense? The witness said, I cannot. Ted and Julia?
Wow, Kelly, those elements and evidence inside of a courtroom, you almost don't know what a defense can do with a case like this. But tell us about where they plan to go once they start their case soon. And do we know if she's given any indication on testifying?
From our ground crew there, Julia, we have heard that it's quite possible that she does end up taking the stand in this case. We do not know that for certain yet, but we've kind of heard rumblings that she may take the stand. But what we do know is if she does take the stand, or even some of the things that we've heard about so far, is that there is a question here in this case as to why wasn't more done. There were 3 911 calls made that day. The third one, obviously, is the one that you heard those shots fired. And one of the things that Bree does say to police during her police interview is, why didn't the police do something? Why don't we go ahead and play a little bit of that interview?
Why did you have the gun when you went to the garage door? Do you know?
I just wanted to go. Why did they arrest him when I called the police? Why did they arrest him? I didn't want him dead.
I wasn't out there.
I told them.
Was he on the...
Where are my kids?
Where were your babies when this was
Where are my babies now?
Where were they at?
They don't have a dad.
Where were they
They
at?
don't go to jail. They don't.
So a lot of unanswered questions in this case as to why maybe police didn't do more. We've seen the video. We've seen them there at the house. They were asking questions, asking Bree if she had any marks on her. They were saying that it's just hard for them to take one person's word over another without any kind of evidence of some bruises, and Bree didn't have any at the time. So we're going to have to see where this case goes and if she does end up taking the stand to tell the jurors what took place. Ted and Julia, we'll send it back to you.
What a case, man. Thank you, Kelly Craft. Let's bring in Joseph Tully, criminal defense attorney in San Francisco, watching along with us. It seems as though he was threatening to take the kids. She calls, he calls. This is exploding. The problem that she has, how do you get up on, if you were defending her, how are you advising her to navigate, if indeed she gets up onto the witness stand, these bad facts in her own words? And, it's pretty clear what happened here. She shot him, and she shot him in the back.
Yes, thank you, Ted. This is a hard case for the defense, but it's not an impossible case. And we saw some of the seeds of what could be a defense in that last interview. There is an intermediate defense. It's not an all or nothing thing. If you could do imperfect self-defense, it means, you're not guilty of murder, you're not innocent, but it was imperfect self-defense, and at least, normally speaking, it's not life in prison like murder is. So she'll have to take the stand, I believe, and in order to establish some kind of self-defense frame of mind, something. And even if the jury decides that it wasn't self-defense, that it wasn't reasonable, then she can at least still have a backup defense, imperfect self-defense, which is usually voluntary manslaughter, and like I said, a determinate term in prison, meaning you do have a date to get out of prison someday.
We've also heard, Joseph, that it's possible she'll be arguing some form of battered spouse syndrome, which may bridge that gap of there not being that immediate danger that she was in, but something that she had dealt with over time. Talk about just how she seemed when she was being arrested. She had that blank stare almost, the flat affect. She's confessing, which doesn't really show that you necessarily were premeditated and wanting to cover up what you did. But she's saying that the most tragic part of this, admitting that my kids don't have a mom or a dad. How successful do you think they could be in trying to assert a defense like that?
So that does make it harder, her statements. And also her statements of showing compassion for her husband, wanting, why isn't he getting treatment? Hopefully he's not dead. That cuts against your belief that, look, I had to do this. I believed, we had called the police twice. They didn't do anything. He was still in my house. He wouldn't leave. I had to do this, or I believed that I had to do this. So I do think that there will be an element of that she'll have to take the stand, that they will introduce an expert as to battered spouse syndrome. Also, though, what I heard, she said that she was wearing a nursing bra, and I was surprised that there wasn't, or maybe there could be an element of postpartum mental health defense.
Good point. Clearly, if you think about she seemed to have immediate regret after doing it. When the reality hit of what she had done, admitting it and saying, I did it, it's my fault. I think that helps her, at the end of the day, if she can get down this road long enough to establish some sort of pre-existent violence in the home.
Perhaps it's sentencing, maybe more than the guilt phase of showing remorse.
I mean, if you liken it to someone comes home and their wife's with another man and they go get their gun and they shoot him. If he's now saying, I'm taking the kids, like physically taking the kids, maybe that's the trigger. She needs a trigger.
Fashion.
Yeah.
But he's locked in the garage at the time.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And that's the
so then
difficult
it
thing
has
to get
to
around.
be the battered spouse. It'd be interesting to see what she does on the stand. Of course, if she takes a stand, we will be there. We'll watch it live together. Let's get a break in here. Well, we're going to go back and forth. They're at the lunch break in Florida in that trial. We'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, we'll be going back to Ohio as well for the case against Toby Madden. Busy day as always here at Court TV. Stay with us.